it was great, and they brought all of them down to the front row so they could be
like up in the balcony.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That is creepy. I bet Madonna was creeped out the
It was for
time.
a show in Miami.
Oh, well, that explains it. LJ says, my bestie from childhood is like legit the biggest Madonna fan ever. Is it Mark? Ask my husband. I don't like all her stuff. Not really my kind of music, but nothing against her. She's not my first cup of tea to listen to, but definitely respect her body of work.
The Dick Tracy soundtrack was catchy.
I loved her and Dick Tracy. I still liked 88 Keys.
I also didn't realize that Vogue made its debut on the Dick Tracy soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually have that as a record.
Do you know, I don't think I ever seen Dick Tracy.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a fun movie.
It's
It's very cartoonish.
90s kitsch.
Yeah, it's late 80s, early 90s. It fits for what they're trying to do.
It was a Disney movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I also never seen
Technically
The Rocketeer.
Touchstone, which was a Disney subsidiary.
And I remember they had the costumes for Dick Tracy and The Rocketeer at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, The Rocketeer was a fun movie.
And I remember always looking at them and pretending like I knew the movies because they were
the
Disney,
early 90s, where we had to do 1920s, 30s period pieces all the time.
Yeah.
They also had like a Dick Tracy mini show as well, if I'm not wrong.
I don't remember
that. I don't remember that one.
I know the merchandise flopped.
I had all the action figures, but the worst part about the action figures is that you could only move their arms like up and down. Like you could like move them out and everything like that, but the elbows and knees did not bend.
It's because Star Wars figures didn't bend either. It was those G.I. Joes that changed the...
Yeah, the 1980s G.I. Joes changed everything.
Changed the game.
Those were my favorites.
Laura said, not this Laura, but a different Laura. The first cassette I ever owned was Madonna's Like a Virgin. Every word of every song is impressed upon my being. I loved her for a long time, but she lost me after Ray of Light.
Yeah, it wasn't this Laura because my parents wouldn't let me own an album entitled Like a Virgin because they were part of those religious groups.
Apparently not a lot of people like Ray of Light. Ray of Light seems to be a turning point for Madonna.
No, it was not a great album.
Where's the one where Al G was in the video? Ali G.
That was after Ray of Light.
Was
I want to say that was like Confessions on the Dance Floor era, like right after that. Was that the music? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that was music.
It was her country
music, like during the music era.
Yeah.
Brittany says, I love that crazy bitch. That's all
I
she
love
wrote.
Britney Spears.
Britney.
Leave Britney alone.
Mary says, she seems weird, always has. Now I hear she was a frequent guest on Epstein's Island. I don't know if it's true, though. I don't know. I don't know the Epstein story very well. So
it's a hot mess.
Yeah,
He
there's
killed himself, right?
a documentary on Netflix.
But seriously, when you see the list of names, like it's just like they're adding everybody's name to that list.
Yeah. The documentary's in my queue on Netflix to watch, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
I mean, just wait. Will Smith was apparently a guest on that island.
Yeah.
I think we need to watch that because I don't understand what any of this means.
And when you go on about the Epstein Island, like and what they're saying, how many of them were just genuine guests that came to the island, and how many actually were
pedophiles?
Right.
Oh, was he a pedophile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him.
Well, there's a big long thread.
Except that he killed himself.
He basically was like
you gotta
a
put
pimp.
quotations around.
Oh, I'm sorry. He killed himself.
Yeah, he was like a pimp, and he would
pimp out kids.
Yes.
Yeah, 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Well, under Mary's comment on Facebook, there's a thread of all sorts of back and forth about Epstein. So, but you guys can check that out on your own.
That's right.
Keith says, "I'll take Dennis Rodman for $200, Alex."
Dennis Rodman was very normal, had no tattoos, no piercings, got done dating Madonna, and next thing you know, he's dyed his hair, he's got everything pierced, tattoos all over.
And
he truly did learn how to express
dress.
himself after that 2 months of dating Madonna.
Wow.
He wore a wedding dress and married himself.
Yep. He had green or orange hair at the time.
Chris says, not me, but a different Chris. A female Chris. Madonna, a loud, proud, sexual woman, and she owns it. Yes, she does. Lizzie says, I liked her until she got old and her music got shitty. Basically everything after Ray of Light.
You know, that does happen with a lot of musicians or bands. Like, it's one of those things.
I think they phase out a little bit.
I do. I think it's just one of those things, you know. What was it? I was just reading something about how Sting hasn't written something in almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And he just kind of went, I haven't been inspired, like I don't feel connected with anything, so he just hasn't written anything. Would you rather have somebody who's constantly writing and putting out crap?
Right.
or somebody who actually feels like, hey, this is perfect, like where they'll do it at the right time.
Yeah.
McCartney's the same way. He hasn't done anything in years
Is he
either.
still alive?
Yes, he is.
You know, I saw him one time in person.
Me too,
Yes.
in concert.
He came into a restaurant we were in.
Yeah.
He wasn't even
pretty
the
cool.
greatest Beatle.
He sang in the lobby.
He's not the greatest Beatle?
No.
No, John Lennon
George
is.
Harrison?
George Harrison's number 2.
Oh, Ringo Starr.
No, he's number 4, definitely.
Oh, Pete
I like
Best.
Ringo.
Did you know that the only 2 living members of the Beatles are the left-handed members?
No, I didn't know that.
Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr are the left-handed members of the Beatles. They're the only 2 surviving members.
Actually, I think that's general knowledge for everybody. Everybody knows that.
Does that mean you're only right to go out?
What?
Just right.
On Twitter, Mimi Access says, fun fact, Mariah Carey worked with Madonna on an unreleased track called Angel Fire. They said track was intended for the soundtrack of the then named All That Glitters movie.
Nobody saw glitter.
So there you go, Laura. Mariah Carey
Oh, never mind. Sabrina raised her hand. She saw glitter.
You've seen Glitter?
and Madonna
No.
cross paths.
Do you like Ben Affleck? Was he the guy in Glitter?
No.
No, who's in Glitter?
Wasn't that the guy who finished second in the first season of American Idol?
No, there was
No, that was Kelly and
Was it
John.
Giovanni Ribisi?
no.
No, but I was
no,
going to
he's in
say
the other
that
sister.
Dick Tracy
No,
did
the
have
other-
a live show both at Disneyland and Disney
No, they
World.
How did we go back to Dick Tracy? I'm trying to find out who
Because
was
she
in
wanted
glitter.
to prove us
I
wrong.
do what I want. And then it switched over to Disney's MGM Studios. So I had a spot at the studios for a while.
Oh. Johnny Ganecko says, Madonna, a legend for never letting any man to bring her career down in a
Eric
period
Benet.
where music industry was male-dominated.
Wait, Eric Benet as in...
Terrence Howard was in glitter?
I don't even know what Glitter's about.
They didn't
Nobody
care.
else. Nobody knows what glitter
Nobody
is about.
knows what Glitter is about.
They didn't care about that last comment. Sorry,
Wasn't
Johnny.
Eric Benet the guy who was married to Halle Berry?
Johnny,
Yeah.
I still love you for commenting.
Thanks for commenting.
Thanks
Johnny.
for commenting, person.
He was. He was married to Halle Berry.
All right, phone calls.
It's my favorite thing.
Calls, right?
Calls with an S, as in multiple calls.
He always says that never happens.
Wait till we do a Mariah Carey show. It'll be all about her 3 songs.
Just one that matters.
Hello, this is Brooder. Everybody, dance to the music. Come on, and Vogue. Everybody, dance to the music. Marlon Brando, Billie Jean, Gravity Beard, Vogue. Arrgh.
All right, rare treat from Brooder. He's singing.
That was singing?
Yeah, he
He
did.
sings like you.
He did a Mariah Carey cover. Apparently, he forgot what the topic was.
Oh.
You know, Laura loves Mariah Carey.
I really don't.
It's her favorite.
It really isn't.
Mariah Carey is the female Michael Bublé. She only waits
No,
during
I like
Christmas.
Michael Bublé. Don't like Mariah Carey.
She tried to prove Mariah Carey was a better artist than
I
Madonna.
did not try to prove Mariah Carey was a better artist. I was just saying there were other women artists that have sold a lot of records.
But not.
And according to the Billboard list, she is better than Madonna.
No.
How often
Yes.
do we listen to the billboards, though?
I pulled up the list on the top female artists, and she is the number 4 artist of all time, and Madonna is the number 5 artist of all time.
And once again, I said, how many Mariah Carey songs can you name and how many Madonna songs
And I
can you
couldn't name any. I said, All I Want for Christmas Is You, Butterfly,
Ooh, that's already one more than I can. No.
Yeah.
and
Actually, I have 3 Mariah Carey songs I can
and the
name.
Glitter soundtrack. Oh, wait, and then the one where she was doing the race, and she was in the race car outfit.
The top 3 Mariah Carey songs of all time will be her Christmas song, Always Be Your Baby, and Dream Lover.
Oh, yeah.
All I know is she was married to Nick.
And her cover of Aldo Nova's Fantasy.
They have twins. Oh, Fantasy, that's the one.
Yeah, it's a cover. She covered Aldo Nova.
and why would you cover Aldo Nova?
He had one song, Fantasy.
Is
Yes.
that It's a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby.
Life is just
It's a fantasy.
No, I don't think that's the song she did.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yes.
It's
No.
exactly the song she did.
I don't think that's the song she did.
I think by your lack of listening to Mariah Carey, you're getting the lyrics wrong.
I don't think I am at all.
Well, speaking of getting the lyrics wrong, let's revisit the beer cooler.
Just a cola, no run away. never went away. Drink a cola, never went away, never went away. Drink a cola, boom.
Perfect.
Yes, let's. Oh, look, Sabrina's beer is empty.
I told you.
It's only still getting a 1. Don't get excited.
All right, well, we're going to start with you. So it's a 1. Why?
It's a 1. I didn't like it, but it was 10%, so I drank it.
That's all? You just didn't like it? Why didn't you like it?
Oh, it was bitter. It was very sour and bitter, and it was not. It was not lovely hints of citrus.
Why did you turn into Bill Cosby?
It was the flip and the flap and the bound and the jello pudding. It was not good. Like I said, I powered through because I said 10%, 10%, 10%.
That's why Laura's chugging it now.
Yep.
All right, well, I'll go next. I will also give this a 1. I thought it tasted like a stale cigar. It did not improve over time. Of all the mixology series, this is by far the worst. They've been really good up until this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the worst one.
Couple I
Very
didn't like.
disappointed because some of this mixology series has been really good.
It has been amazing.
Yeah.
But it
I didn't
literally
like some of the
tastes
others.
like they threw a cigar in the vat, closed the lid, and brewed something. Laura?
Jail's right. Funky Buddha is probably one of my favorite breweries. Like, he loves Cigar City. I love Funky Buddha. But it is
Never heard of either one of those.
It is also from my hometown, so I think that's kind of... It holds
Sarasota?
No. Oakland Park.
Tallahassee?
No. It's in Oakland
Wichita?
Park. Whatever.
Zombieland?
Anyway.
I'm from Columbus, but pretty soon I get to say I'm from Flavortown. Because they're going to change the name.
I'm originally from Washington State, but
Nobody asked you. I am getting my beer.
I am from a suburb of Canada named Buffalo.
Anyways, I'm just saying, I've never had a Paloma cocktail in real life because I hate grapefruit.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Which surprises me that I really like the Paloma Goza we had.
But I felt that was more
good.
like a liquid margarita that was
Yes.
just really smooth. Like they had like the nice sour taste to it. Like you got that salt rim there in the taste.
Right. I don't know what Funky Buddha did to this one. I don't know if it
Because
is...
it's an ale.
I don't know if it's close to what an actual Paloma tastes like, having not had one.
Well, you should like this one because this doesn't taste anything like grapefruit.
But that's what Palomas are.
Yeah, I know. But you know what, though? I have to agree with Chris. I'm not getting grapefruit in there
See, but
at
I
all.
think-
I'm getting lime.
I think grapefruits taste like dirty feet. So for me, this does taste like grapefruit.
How do you know what dirty feet tastes
I
like?
just imagine the smell. It's like coconut tastes like sunscreen. I've never eaten sunscreen, but that's what sunscreen tastes like.
Everybody's eating sunscreen.
totally
No.
have.
See?
No.
I have.
I haven't.
You put the sunscreen on, somehow you've eaten it in some way.
No. I don't
You get
think
that
so.
taste, whether it's the spray or like... You know,
Well, you have to use sunscreen to eat it, so there's that.
It's like the
Oh,
lime
so you
and the
don't use it.
coconut, and then you eat it all up. Did you give a number?
I haven't yet, because I
Okay.
was still giving you guys my idea of this beer. My
All right.
thoughts.
What's your number?
My number is 1.
What's your number
wow. That was the longest one rating ever since that day Sabrina did it. This beer's bad. I give it a 1.
I mean, I'm almost
was
done with
this
it,
one.
but again, it's because I kept hoping with the high ABV that the more I drank, the better it would taste, and it did not.
Yeah, I really was hoping that buzz would kick in and it would
Yeah.
start tasting better. But hold on. I need to taste something.
All right. Beer Master's going with his review.
Oh, that highlight tastes amazing. It makes me forget about how bad that Paloma was. Funky Buddha Paloma was not good at all. Chris said it best when he went, it's been so good. That mixology series has been so good to us. This has been an utter failure. The
Yeah.
taste, the bitterness, it just, there's a point where you take a sip of it and it just hits you in the back of your throat and you just go, oh. I think really, like, Cigar City nailed it with their Goza. Maybe they should have done a different style of beer for this type of mixology. But I got to give them credit for experimenting on the different than doing the same thing over and over.
Have you ever had a Paloma?
No. I've never had the drink of Paloma. Like, it's not something